Hey guys. Okay, one of the things people ask about is why we use things, how we use things, what their choices are. And one of the things, as far as like equipment goes, and one of the things I tell people all the time, there's many, many ways to do things. There's many roads to Rome. You don't have to do it just like I do it. But there is a reason why I do the things I do. So I wanted to kind of explain it in some of our product choices. So we're going to start talking about the different products. Okay, first up we have the side bucket. So there's many choices again for utilizing what do we put the food in, what do we put the treats in, what do we put the whatever it might be, and I just wanted to share what I like about this and where I don't use it, because there's times when I don't use the side bucket. For instance, when I'm riding, I like to use a bum bag or a waist pack, to be politically correct, when I'm riding. This is not, to me, a great riding with any momentum. When you tip forward, it can be, it's not the greatest thing for that. But I love this, and this comes from my marine mammal days, to be honest with you. I love utilizing the side bucket when I'm teaching and doing sessions. So one of the primary things I like about it is that it holds, I know how much food it holds. I can measure it and have a good idea how much is less. The horses can't see how much is in it. It has a lid on it, so it's a great way for storage and stuff. But when I start a session, I tend to take the lid off. But my thing that I like the most is when I'm teaching particularly a new horse about the positive reinforcement training. If I have it in a fanny pack or a bum bag, or I have it in my pockets or a jacket or something that's soft, it becomes its own. I've watched it over and over and over again. It becomes its own game. The horses can smell it, they can feel it, they can see it. It draws them to it. So by utilizing the side bucket, I can, one, get in and out of it very quickly. So I can go click, feed, click, feed. I don't go click and fiddle with it. The more I have to fiddle with it, the more I can actually turn it into a bigger game, and I will draw more attention typically to the food source, and that is not what we want to do. We want to say, don't worry about the food source, I will bring it to you. By utilizing something you can get in and out of without any fiddling around, and you can get, I know how much handful I'm getting, or even if I have different things in there, I can feel that I'm getting a carrot versus a, just the hay pellets. So I like that I can get in and out. I can kind of be monitoring how much I'm feeding. I know how much I'm feeding. And it is also small enough that typically a horse can't get his mouth in there. So if a horse is then, I'm going to put the belt on. If a horse is then trying to get, into the food source, it is small enough that I can protect it. So it becomes more like a vault. It doesn't make it easy for them to get in and out of. So I can keep control of the food source, and it discourages them quicker because they're like, this is useless. But if I have it in my pockets or in some sort of pouch, they can very quickly start thinking, I think I might be able to get it. I think I might be able to get it. So utilizing something that's more like Fort Knox, very much a vault kind of feeling, makes it easier to be able to keep control of it. So I can, as I put and this is how they work. You put we has Velcro there, so you can put the bucket there, and you can either pull it out or undo the Velcro. It also has a place for a clicker. So we keep a spare clicker there. I tend to not use that because I want to save it. We also have, you just adjust it by pulling, and then we have this keeper here where we can run the slack through to kind of keep it in place a little bit. And one more thing it has this ring on there. You can clip things to it. You can put, targets through it or whatever it might be. So here is your basic side bucket. I tend to set the lid aside once I start my training session. But again, it makes it very easy for me to get in and out, to be able to get in and feed, get in and feed. And if I want to, so if I need to protect it, I can protect it. In fact, I get my hand down there enough that it won't, they can't get to my hand, they can't get to the food. Again, it's a little bit of a protection. But the other thing that I like about it is another piece that I want to tell you about is I tend to have the food, again, you can put it anywhere you want. I tend to have the food next to the horse. And there's a reason for that. If the food is over here, they can wind their head around there and stay there all day long trying to get the food. If it's here and they're lined up beside me, at some point they get tired, their neck goes forward. So I want to not be having to protect the bucket all along. What I want to do is teach them that the food will come to them. The quickest and easiest way I can do that is be able to get in, get out, and feed it where I want it. And then if they are getting a little curious, let's say I'm setting jumps or something, and so I'm doing other things, go do free jumping, and I can easily just rest my arm on it, which becomes a way of kind of protecting the food without me grabbing to it or looking like I'm reaching my hand in it. So, or I can easily kind of move it behind me without much ado. So I think this is a great food source when I'm doing training sessions. So this is why I like it, and this is why I choose to use it. So we have these made, I've had them made for years and years and years and years and years. And so that is a food source. There's other things that I like at different times. Like I said, riding, I like a softer pack, and I tend to put it on my hip so it doesn't flop around as much. But for training sessions, I think these are great. And what I actually do, I'll have a tendency when I'm working on a regular basis with the horses, I will have 3 buckets made up, 3 or 4 for the day. So I have all their food for the day divided into those buckets. I can just grab one and go do a session and know that I'm keeping within their diet restrictions. So if you decide, if you order a bucket, and this is just an idea, you can make your own thing up. When I first started teaching this nearly 30 years ago, I was like, use whatever, it doesn't matter. People are like, I want that. So I was like, okay, I'll start making targets and all the things. But the other thing, this is what it'll look like. So we send the belt will come separately, and you can see the clicker's already in it, and that's how you get it. If you ordered a bucket, it's that you'll get it in 2 separate pieces. So that is why we like the bucket, why I choose the bucket, and some ideas of things to consider as you're kind of moving forward or getting started with your horse.